Thank you, Tampines. My fellow Singaporeans, residents of Tampines GRC and Tampines Changkat SMC, good evening. As Singapore works to orientate itself to take advantage of the transition to a new world order, the Workers' Party's commitment is that we will always work for Singapore. Our manifesto advances our vision for Singapore, for not only the country we would like to see, but the Tampines we would like to see. The Workers' Party will push for policies to better address matters such as high rental costs for businesses and help Singaporeans to bounce back from hard times, more Medisave flexibility for seniors, and more affordable public housing. We have advanced many practical proposals in our manifesto that appeal to the heart and the head of Singaporeans. Regardless of race, language, or religion, our proposals appeal to our common humanity as one Singapore and our unity as one people. Now I know that Tampines hosts many savvy and sophisticated voters. I understand there are voters who have put the PAP manifesto and the WP manifesto through large language AI models and compared how they stack up against one another. Now, whichever AI model you choose, either ChatGPT or DeepSeek, one result is clear. The PAP manifesto is short on substance and specifics. But it is loaded with motherhood statements. Now, why is this a problem? The Singapore of the 1G PAP of 1965 had a population of less than 2 million people. Today, the 4G PAP oversees a Singapore with a population of more than 6 million people. Singapore is a far more complex society and it will always need fresh thinking. Yet, we have a PAP manifesto without specific policy ideas. I believe it is because the PAP wants Singaporeans to sign a blank check. The PAP manifesto is short on specific proposals and policies. Ironically, this is one reason why there are Singaporeans who believe that as long as we have a strong and incorruptible civil service, the PAP is far less important than it thinks. Look at the PAP manifesto chapter on housing affordability, something so many Singaporeans worry about. The PAP promises to keep HDB flats affordable. But how? The only solution I can see is to increase taxpayer subsidies. Where will the taxes come from with ever-increasing land prices? They'll come from all of us. And what about lease decay? What happens when HDB flats run out their leases? They are returned to the state and they have no value. The PAP has proposed VERS, the Voluntary Early Redevelopment Scheme. But when the WP asks for details in Parliament, the PAP says, akan datang. VERS is many years away. But Singaporeans, especially those who purchase resale flats, need those details now, so they can plan for the future and their retirement and their golden years. Many families are buying resale flats with 60 or 70 years left on the lease at prices nearing or even surpassing $1 million. These families need more details about VERS before their resale flats start to lose value and before the families are left with little in retirement savings. What does the PAP manifesto say about this concern? Nothing at all. The PAP expects the civil service to work out the options and the policy details in good time, no doubt. But when these ideas are taken up by the PAP and debated in Parliament, it is important that we have a rational, responsible and respectable debate in Parliament about it, not a rubber stamp. This is what our vote for the Workers' Party will give the residents of Tampines GRC and Tampines Changkat SMC. Your voice deserves a place in Parliament. A vote for the Workers' Party will bring it there. At these general elections, 2 Workers' Party candidates in single-member constituencies are taking on 2 PAP candidates who are also the NTUC Secretary General and an NTUC Assistant Secretary General respectively. Residents of Tampines, there is no shortage of PAP Labour MPs in Parliament. Voting in these 2 PAP NTUC candidates will not make a difference. Instead, I invite you to cast your vote for a more balanced Parliament. Please vote for Kenneth Foo in Tampines Changkat SMC and vote for Andre Loh in Jalan Kayu SMC. Voting them into Parliament will make a difference. Now let me talk about PAP candidates and the NTUC. In 2015, in the Kaki Bukit division of Aljunied GRC, the PAP candidate was Shamsul Kama. He was a school teacher before the elections and he resigned to contest elections. But after losing the elections, he found employment in NTUC. NTUC is a safe harbor for losing PAP candidates. Just ask Ng Chee Meng. If the 2 PAP candidates do not become MPs, they will probably continue to work in NTUC. They will continue to serve workers with the help of rank and file unionists and workers who are truly the backbone of NTUC. Now, a few days before the writ of election was issued, one social media site proclaimed that the NTUC Secretary General's leadership at NTUC drove the launch of the Job Seeker Support Scheme. Ng Chee Meng's work at NTUC shows that he and Desmond Chu do not need to be elected to Parliament to look after workers. I ask all voters and Singaporeans, keep them focused on their NTUC jobs. The PAP team for Aljunied GRC in these elections would probably agree with me. When they were introduced to the public some weeks ago, one member said that because his team had no anchor minister and because they were not political office holders, they would have more time to be on the ground and engage more. This PAP candidate was basically telling you it is better not to have a PAP office holder as your MP. So let's follow his logic. We need to give the PAP candidates more time for their NTUC work so they can come up with new ideas or maybe even implement WP ideas. If you give the Workers' Party candidates your votes, then as MPs they will work hard on the ground. Kenneth Foo and Andre Loh will look after the town councils in Tampines, Changkat and Jalan Kayu. They will also be part of the loyal opposition in Singapore. In Parliament, working for all of you. Tampines wins, Tampines Changkat wins, Jalan Kayu wins, Singapore wins, everybody wins! But you may ask, Some of you may ask, don't we need PAP NTUC MPs in Parliament? But here is what happened last year. Many Singaporeans spoke up against the proposed sale of income insurance by NTUC Enterprise to Allianz when it came to light. But members of Parliament only had the opportunity to question the government in Parliament on the proposed sale of NTUC income for the first time in August 2024. Workers' Party MPs promptly filed questions to call on the government to explain. Not a single PAP Labour MP asked question about this issue in Parliament in August 2024. Sadly, only one mainstream media outlet saw fit to report on the silence of the PAP Labour MPs. The news outlet Channel News Asia reported, and I quote, "At the Parliament sitting on the 6th of August, when the topic was brought to the fore, no Labour MPs filed any questions or spoke during the debate." My fellow Singaporeans, can you believe that? How is that even possible? Elected PAP MPs who champion NTUC, the union, and workers who represent them should fight hard in Parliament when NTUC issues are raised, particularly issues that Singaporeans are concerned about. Why were they silent? Now, to be clear, union work is not easy. Persuading workers while speaking up for them behind closed doors can be difficult work. I believe that rank and file unionists work hard and push hard for better rights for workers because of their passion for workers. I thank them for that. So Singapore, let us help the PAP candidates in Jalan Kayu and Tampines Changkat, who are the top leaders in NTUC, to be full-time NTUC union leaders. We should save them from spending time in Parliament and from managing town councils. If they wish to, they can still lobby the PAP government by virtue of NTUC's symbiotic relationship with the PAP. The NTUC's close relationship with the PAP ensures that NTUC is a guaranteed trampoline for losing PAP candidates. It is the safest trampoline for a politician anywhere in Singapore and maybe anywhere in the world. But you must be a PAP candidate to earn the right to bounce on it. Now, my friends, election come around only once every 5 years. On the 3rd of May, we have an excellent opportunity to build a more robust and balanced political system. Parliament should be where we discuss and where justified support pro-Singapore initiatives, regardless of political party. And the only symbiotic relationship the Workers' Party is interested in is a symbiotic relationship with all Singaporeans. Parliament is where the Workers' Party will work hard for you rationally and responsibly. Vote the Workers' Party, working for Singapore. Now, let me end my speech with the Workers' Party rallying a cry for all our workers. It is different from the PAPs. Please repeat after me. Majulah Singapura! Majulah Singapura! Majulah Singapura! Thank you. Now, my fellow Singaporeans, before I end, I want to share some thoughts on the Prime Minister's press conference earlier this afternoon. It was a serious press conference, so please hear me out. The Prime Minister took a break from the political campaign to speak as a Singaporean. He said, and I quote, I'm not here to talk about my concerns about the party. I'm here to talk about my concerns for Singapore and our country, unquote. So let me give the Prime Minister the courtesy of doing the same for the next 1 minute. I'm a Singaporean. This is the only home I know. I don't have investment properties overseas. I entered politics to advance and champion a better Singapore than the one I was born in. One that is more just and fairer for all Singaporeans, including our minorities. I passionately believe in a race-neutral Singapore where we are judged not by our race or the color of our skin, but by our deeds and our common humanity. My colleagues and I categorically reject the involvement of any foreign element whatsoever in our domestic politics. Singapore is our business, nobody else's. And if I can put on my party hat to any foreign element, the Workers' Party does not need your support. We only need the support of our people, our fellow Singaporeans. Thank you, Tampines. Thank you, Tampines Changkat. Have a good evening. Thank you.